it is kind of fun to talk about Dad. He lived to 94 years old, and obviously we were very fortunate as kids to be able to have our father in our life for that long. Given the fact that he was the father of 9 children, 6 boys and 3 girls, and had a car dealership the day you and I were born.
Car dealers are known for wanting to achieve volume. He also wanted to achieve volume in his personal life by having 9 children.
Yes, he did. He did. And started our family business in 1952. It is funny because you and I, being next to each other in age, we got put in the back of the service truck on Saturdays, and with no seat belts. Sometimes we got to sit up front with our older brothers or sister, but then we would go down to the dealership and we picked up trash and did other odds and ends around the store. Do you have any early recollections of that?
Well, I remember more so not just picking up the dealership as kids, but when you and I, during the week, and I can't remember how many days of the week, nights of the week, you and I had to go in and clean up the service department.
Yeah, those were good days.
That was really our first paying job at the dealership.
It was, yeah. And Dad used to come around on Friday, and he would give us those little bank envelopes. I think they were blue, and they would have some money in it. And we just felt like we'd won the lottery and had some cash in our pocket. So those were good days.
Good days.
Do you remember him as a dealer when you were younger, or did you wait until like after you got out of school?
Now, really, of course, I was fortunate, moved down to London, Kentucky in 1991 when we opened up Kain Family Ford Lincoln Mercury. Down in London, Kentucky, which is southeast Kentucky. And after a few years in that store, I was able to land a position on the Kentucky Auto Dealers Association board. And that's when I truly found out what a true leader and dealer advocate he was during those monthly meetings when all the dealers on the board would drive to Frankfort, Kentucky, for their monthly membership meetings, and in the meeting rooms during lunch and so forth, dealers that would walk up to me and say, "We respect your father. This is what he's done for me at my store," whether it was an encroachment by the manufacturer on him, or it could have been state legislation that was affecting him, and Dad would go to battle for those dealerships to make sure that they kept their franchises or kept out of trouble legally with the state and what have you. So he was a true dealer's advocate.
Yeah, it's so funny that you bring that up, because I remember when you and I used to go to his NCM 20 group meetings, and one in particular, I believe was the Greenbrier or the Homestead or something. And it was the first time Dad was orienting you and I to the cost of travel and the cost of the room. And I remember thinking, oh my God, can we afford this? And he goes, that's okay. We had a good month. And he also took us up to the NADA meetings, where he served the longest term, nearly 25 years, as a representative of Kentucky. And I know he got a lot of joy out of meeting with the legislators and trying to protect the franchise laws, which we all benefit from. And to your point, the greater dealer body benefited from. And what's cool is when I would go to Ford meetings and serve on the dealer council, inevitably, like you were describing with Kentucky, the Ford executives all knew him, and they were like, wow, Jack really makes a good name for us in the Ford business. And then when he became chairman of the NADA, Ford really loved that, because then it gave them more access on the national level and a bigger influence in Congress just for the brand. So, respect from us as kids. Obviously, he's our dad. Respect from his fellow dealers. Respect from the manufacturer, and then respect from the government that he had to literally go lobby and stand toe to toe with, trying to protect the dealer body. When we rehash it, it really makes me proud. There's a book that I love to read, and it's called Small Giants. And the premise of it is businesses who choose to be great instead of big. And going back to what you were saying, had Dad just selfishly focused on his business, and of course he grew with our involvement to having 4 different locations and 5 franchises, so substantial for his time, but what he could have accomplished, it's quite amazing. And he still has a standing legacy with our brothers and sister running our family Ford store. And it takes me back. One of the things after Dad passed away is I've got this DeSoto Master Salesperson Award from 1957, and that was one of the things that I staked a claim to upon his passing, because I thought, how many walls in America have that DeSoto Master Salesperson Award, and how he must have felt way back then. I don't know, you read the legacy of brands, and the DeSoto in particular, he must have worked really hard. So we know he was a great salesperson to have that kind of achievement.
Yeah, because from what I understand, DeSoto's was not an easy sell.
No question. Well, Steve, this is fun, and obviously we got a lot of stories we could tell. But I don't know about you. I love the fact that NCM, where we both work, is giving a scholarship for the GMEP course, which is a General Management Executive Program, and a worthy recipient will literally have a year of training in that program. Can you tell us a little bit about how that program really has proven to work with the clients that you work with?
Oh, the GMEP program is phenomenal. It takes an individual where a dealership sells an individual who a dealer wants to partner with, possibly one day. They see something in this individual that says, this one has the traits. They're going to either turn this particular store over to them, or they're looking to grow into other areas. And this gives them all the facets of the dealership: financial, parts, service, which is so important. As you know, most dealers grow up on the variable operations, and we don't get a lot of fixed operational experience. And the program makes you spend so many months within those fixed operations departments, come back to the group, find out what you learned, what you should have done, come up with action plans and so forth. It is immeasurable from what I hear with my dealers on what they've gotten out of the program, whether they went themselves or they sent other people to the program.
Yeah, it makes me proud to know that someone's going to get a scholarship as a courtesy to my dad's legacy and your dad's legacy, and what he's given back now continues to live through the people that win that scholarship.
Yes, something I noticed under the program on the questionnaire for the applicants, so much of it was about, if you win this scholarship, what are you going to do for the community? Because yes. Dad was a huge proponent on being a good neighbor and where you're doing business in the community.
One of the things that Dad always used to emphasize is the more you give, the more you're going to receive. And certainly we are blessed to have had that experience in our own career. So.